As we last left our adventurers, they made their way from Tordia, having defeated the goblins in one of the forts, and made their way to the top of the mountain just north of Berumi. Having spoken with Alma and meeting her there, she was able to get some information and kind of relay a lot of the concerns that, or at least point them in the right direction of how to uh, continue on their path for spells and also into the plane of fire. As they now make their way to Barumi, they stand before the gates.
Let's
Here
keep
we are.
going. We basically were just walking, and this was a random pause mid-walk.
One soldier stands between you and the gates of Barumi.
Is there a soldier?
Oh, you guys don't see him?
No,
I see him.
Okay, cool.
I
He's like
don't.
right in front of you guys.
Let's just walk behind Engel then.
He's right here.
Yep. Alright. Let me see if I can just. You see him now?
Nah, but it's fine.
Alright. So as you approach, the guard stops. Alright, alright. Oh, I see. It's been quite a bit of time since you guys graced our presence. What business do you have in Barumi?
We bear
Here is the
news for the
king.
king, yeah.
The king. Alright. Let me just make a quick. He goes back, speaks to one or two people. He comes back and he said, "Oh, I see. Well, maybe you can do a little bit of explaining for the armor and the shields that came back empty. I'm sure the king will want to hear the story of what transpired. Please make your way. And again, your weapons at the door."
Of course. Thank you.
He steps aside. Pew.
Him. Go in. I say to Locke as we're walking in, this is going to be bad. This is going to be
Yeah.
very bad.
You see the same thoroughfare of individuals making their way, carts and foods and working pretty much as normal. Um, and let's see. Yep. Walk as you please.
Oh, yeah, you're right. But oh well. We gotta do it at some point. Do we want to also stop by some shops? I don't remember what there was in this town, but I remember we came here for something in the past. I don't even know what it was.
I would suggest we make haste to the king because I don't want him to think that we're just perusing and then I'm about to tell him that nearly 100% of his forces died.
Okay, that's far. That's fair.
Yeah.
Are the
Because, huh?
never mind, nothing. I was just thinking, are the knights like his knights, or are they just stationed in the country? But they probably are.
They're his knights because we
Yeah.
remember we came here directly to him and asked him about it. About
Oh,
helping.
yeah.
I mean, to be fair, but all the people that we asked took major hits. I remember it was the water folk that took the next hit because at least only 25% of them survived.
Yeah, the air guys. did pretty well, but I mean, that's because they were able to just fly away if they were in trouble.
You see
Most
one
everyone else.
guard up ahead, just looking as though he's just waiting for you. His shield is kind of lowered, kind of directly in front, as it's kind of, it's like his arm is heavy, just waiting for you to approach.
I'm going to rejoin the board, so I also don't see him.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You will just walk ahead. I'm basically with you.
I'll walk you. As you approach, the hooded figure looks directly at each of you. Well, surprised to show your face here after what transpired a little bit to the north. I'm sure the king might have a word or two to say to you.
Would you think he wouldn't show our face?
After what I heard happened, all of the knights and I guess there were some other groups involved. I think the devastation that rocked the north is definitely a reputation you're gonna have to have follow you for quite some time.
And you think that that's okay, or what are you trying to get at?
I wouldn't want to be in your shoes. I'll tell you that. And he just
At
kind
least
of
I'm man enough to be here,
walks back.
and I just kind of let him walk away.
I'm sure he's expecting you.
No shit, that's why we're here.
Got a chip on your shoulder. Holy smokes!
Well, no, I mean, here,
I
check,
know, I
like,
know, I know, I know. I'm
no, no,
just saying.
no, I know, but from Engel's standpoint, right? Like,
Yeah,
he was in charge of those guys, and he was trying to save them as much as possible. But, like, again, the fire realm, not only were they, stronger and had an elemental advantage on them, but at the same time, too, like, they also had death rattles that also cause at least, what, 25% or not 35% of their forces to explode when they're dead? And what level were the knights? What, level 4?
Yeah.
well,
Yeah,
don't tell
like,
that to the king. Holy
no,
smokes!
exactly. No, but here's the thing.
Uh,
No, but Ingal's not exactly thrilled about it either. Like, it's been weighing on Ingal as well. Because he was in
yeah,
charge and trying to help them out, and both sides, or not side, but both armies took crazy like hits to people.
yeah.
And again, like I said, I was trying to save them, but the problem is that the knights were in full metal, so they can't swim with shit, and they're
Big and
also like,
cranky.
yeah, like it. No, like I said, we definitely tried to save them, but at the same time too, like it's like Engel would have a gigantic chip on his shoulder for sure.
Yeah,
Because it's like, yeah, you think I was not there? Do you think I did not know what was happening? And like I said, I like it's like Engel's gonna tell Locke, like, yeah, hey, guess what? Don't here, get ready to be thrown out of here. All right, just get ready.
Well, it's probably best if we convince him that it wasn't our fault instead of. But yeah, I mean, I'm on you. I'm with you. I don't know if that's the way to handle it.
Well, no, but here's the problem, though. Here's the problem. Anything that we say will not work against him, or will not work for him, depending on how he is. Because and Engel kind of, you know, points everywhere around him. Everyone else feels like it's our fault. In fact,
Yeah,
they're even
but
wondering
that's
why
the
the hell we're
thing.
still here.
It's not, and we just have to like make that clear because here, like the way I see it is, yeah, we called a bunch of forces together to go fight the plane of fire. We called them together and we brought them to the battlefield, and we essentially won. Like the outcome was good. If we hadn't done that, then the forces of fire would have just wreaked havoc and fought one of their armies after the other one instead of all at the same time, and then none of them would have stood a chance. And all these knights would still be dead, just as the whole town of Berumi would be if they ever came down here on their way through the plane. So we didn't
No,
kill those soldiers. They were basically dead already. We just couldn't get any more support.
no, but and then Engel's gonna go ahead and point directly at this piece of shit over here. And he's gonna say, no, he's gonna say, no, I understand what you're saying, but people like that piece of shit, and he points, is gonna sit there and say, but they're gonna sit there and pretend that, like we weren't there, like we weren't right next to them trying to fight with them, trying to save their fucking lives, but instead they're gonna fucking sit there and get this whole notion that we just sat on our asses and watched them die, instead of sitting there and bleeding on the front lines with them.
Hmm. Well,
That's the reason why I'm saying get ready to get yourself thrown out of here. Because again, I don't care if they do believe us or not, but I will say this: I will not let someone sit there and pretend. And he points back in this direction that someone's going to sit there and tell me that, oh, I shouldn't be here, or that I should be be wary of how the king's going to tell me. You think like I don't fucking know?
all right. Well, maybe let me try my way with the king first, and then if that fails, then I guess you can tell him where it's at. Is that a deal?
I mean, here. Essentially, what you're saying is that you're gonna try using diplomacy, and then if that doesn't work, we're just gonna get thrown out of here. That's pretty much it, or in jail because of the loss, the major loss of people that they had.
Well, if it was all me, we would try diplomacy, and if it fails, we would apologize and leave. But I'm part of a team here, so I guess that's the compromise. Yeah.
Well, no. What I'm saying is that what I'm saying is that if your diplomacy doesn't fail, it doesn't matter what I say. We'll be in chains anyway.
In
That's
chains?
what I'm saying. Yeah, in chains or kicked out of here, either or.
All right. Well, if we get thrown in jail, then I guess we'll have to find a way out and fight that. But I think if we get kicked out of here, in the end, it's fine.
I know. I'm making sure that I'm not trying to hold any reservations that like, oh hey, like maybe he'll see the no. It's either gonna go shit or it's not. But and also good in out of game like I said, Angle is like this has been bugging Angle for a while actually.
Yeah.
Like yeah, and to hear someone already talk about the whole like oh well yeah it already set him off. He's yeah.
All right. Well, I'll try my best with the diplomacy,
Okay.
regardless. Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna go. Yeah.
All right. Let's do this. Good day to you, gentlemen.
Oh, good day.
Angle just walked by, not even looking in this general direction.
The gate is already open. And at this point, you do have this person that kind of pushes past you. Excuse me, I'm late, I'm late, I'm late, I'm late, I'm late, I'm late. Excuse me, sorry. And it's like this kind of lute player, and he just kind of brushes past you and goes through. I'm supposed to be here, I'm sorry, excuse me. And he just kind of pushes past Bernie and you and everyone,
Check my
and just
pockets
kind of,
after he's passed.
okay. Uh, Go ahead, I guess roll perception.
Okay. Uh. Oh, here it is.
As you're checking
11.
your pockets, nothing seems to be out of place.
You say anything to me about it or no?
Um. I guess you can see me checking my pockets. I look a bit
I,
confused.
I look at you like, why are you checking your pockets?
That was weird. That seemed like, I don't know, that's what a pickpocket would do, but in the palace? I don't know, it's weird.
Oh, I start checking my pockets.
Okay. As
Perception.
you check your pockets, nothing
Oh,
seems out of the ordinary.
okay.
Oh, sorry, you didn't roll. Sorry, roll first. Wait, sorry.
Yeah, you
Let
said
you roll as well.
perception, right?
Yeah, please. Ooh, yeah, nothing seems at all out of place. Um,
Okay.
yeah. Let me just make sure. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All
You're all
right.
good.
So yeah, with that, person just pushes past you and continues on.
Okay. And we go this way.
Yeah, it's over here. I guess we'll have to ask at the entrance to the chamber if he's even available. Probably will have to wait.
He,
Wouldn't be
you see
surprised.
one of the guards turns and faces you. He's expecting you.
Oh, okay. So we should head straight in.
Please.
Right. Thank you.
Let me just cut the. There we go. The doors open up immediately, and two of the guards start stepping forward. Come on in.
Is the king here?
Yeah.
I don't
The
see him.
door. The door closes. Yep, he's upstairs with everyone
Uh,
else.
uh, everyone else. Okay. So we go up there as well then.
Go ahead. One of the guards starts following you behind.
Oh,
Oh no, Bernie's in the fire.
I think I'm somewhere in the floor. Oh no, wait.
Oh lord. There we
Audio.
go. As you make your way up, let me. Can you see the whole floor? Okay. Hope
Hey,
that's a yes.
why am I invisible?
Oh, I can't see the floor at all. No, it's invisible for me.
Oh wait. Uh, 1 second.
So confused. I thought I fell through the floor or something.
There we go.
Ah,
Oh, there we
yeah.
go. Yeah.
As soon
Just
as
like
you
walk through the
walk
wall.
in, yeah, just stay right there, right there. The king. Oh, there's no. There's. Wait, why are people? 1 second. The queen is invisible. Why is she invisible? And that lute player is also there. The king immediately. There should be a few guests. I don't know why. I'll make them uninvisible soon. The king immediately turns to the doorway. Well, well, you caught us during the beginnings of a feast. If you wouldn't mind joining us, have a seat, please.
Thank you, Your Majesty. Which seats are free? Even there's invisible people
On the far side. On the far side.
Over here.
here.
Over here.
Where the
Oh,
princess is. All three of those seats.
oh, okay.
Oh, there you go. Sorry. You might want to have Angles not sit next to the king.
Okay, perfect. There are 4 people. I need to make them uninvisible. But the king. Actually, so you guys don't. Let me do this. Okay. For each person, just set your piece down, and then I'll put the chair back. Oh. There we go. All right. Perfect. I can see people. So the king starts off immediately, as there is silence. Oh man, this is lagging. Okay. There we go. There is silence in the room as the king kind of hits his wine glass. It seems that these three individuals that have graced us with their presence have vanquished, appears, the fire plane from the north. It is a great feast today. I'm very happy to hear that only a few casualties were sustained on our side. Yes, they were good troops, but I think compared to what the battles were in the past, I think this is well managed. I would like to turn the attention to the group in order for them to make a few words. As you
I
please. He sits
I
back down.
I look over at Engel and like raise my eyebrows meaningfully. uh, Thank you, Your Majesty. I'm surprised to see you in such good spirits. We thought we were the bearers of bad news, given how your forces fared. It was a hard-won battle, but we did win. You're right about that. The forces of fire were pushed back through the portal.
Then please tell us of how you did it. All of the dinner guests now sit kind of upright, listening very intently.
Well, um, so when we arrived at the island, we found the forces of fire mowing their way through the forest, setting everything ablaze in their path. We caught up with them and drew them to a battlefield near a lake shore where the forces that were fighting on our side from the plane of water were able to use the lake water to their advantage and essentially shoot it at the denizens of the plane of fire. Um, the battle on land was hard fought because some of the enemy forces upon death would explode in our faces, and that
You
caused
hear a few gasps from the individuals sitting down.
numerous casualties. But in the end, and with some retreat into the water and aid from the air by the denizens of the plane of air, we managed to defeat most of their forces uh, and kill the last few stragglers. But unfortunately, the general that was leading their army um, made it or ran from the battlefield once it was clear that his side lost, and we did not manage to catch him before he fled.
Interesting. And Engel, please, a few words. We would love to hear from you.
Engel takes a moment to breathe and calm himself, and he says, "It brings me no joy talking about this right now. Mostly because the men that did pass were under my watch and were following my orders. Yes, we won, but at the same time, too, I, for one, can't forget about our losses, and
Hmm.
I've been mourning it ever since.
One of
And
the
it's,
one of the individuals in particular kind of nods his head from across the table. Hmm.
but yes, we won at great losses, but everyone's safe. And the individuals that did not make it would be happy to know that their loved ones, their town, the world is safe at the price that they paid.
Well said. They all clap their hands. And this companion of yours, I don't remember catching his name. And they're looking at Bernie. Engel, that's for you.
I say, his name's Bernie. He was with us as well.
And did he fight well? You could speak for Bernie too, as in like take his voice.
Oh yeah, no, Bernie says yes, it was a well fought battle. Many young men laid down their lives to make sure that we can eat right now in peace.
Excellent.
And yeah, that
Wow.
we owe them a debt of gratitude, one that we may never be able to repay, but we do honor them.
Well, it does us great joy to have this feast today. I know the food will be coming shortly. We do have a little bit of snacks to tide us over until the feast begins. But, and he snaps his fingers, and the lute player picks up his instrument and begins kind of serenading uh, as he continues. I I understand that I might have made a little bit light that yes, the knights that we lost and the other troops that you did manage to gather, they do have a significant place in this kingdom. And after hearing your words, Engel, I apologize for making light of the losses we sustained. I think seeing the numbers that we lost in the past, it almost seems like a joyous occasion to only lose a few companions along the way. But I hope that you can, in time, see this as a victory and the pain will subside.
Ingle nods his head, says thank you solemnly.
He lifts his glass, and then everyone else follows suit, including the princess. And you guys have your wine glasses as well. To the
Oh,
aimless.
yeah.
And they take a big chug, and he slams his cup down. Now, I believe introductions are necessary. If you don't mind introducing yourselves, and I'll do so in time with our guests.
Um, well, we're the Aimless. My name is Locke. I am actually kind of a late joiner to this party, but yeah, we've fought on behalf of King Remont before. Remont. I don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
But we've also been traveling essentially all over the continents. Currently stationed in Tordia. Yeah,
How
that's
has
about it
Tordia been
from.
treating you?
Oh, very kindly. We're on very good terms with Lord. Forget names. Wait, I need to open my notes.
We're on very good terms with the guy. What's his name again?
Yeah, how, who was he again?
Bram.
Bram, with Lord Bram.
Ah, yes, I've heard of Lord Brom. He does serve his kingdom well.
Yeah.
And how about you? Bernie, correct?
Yes,
What's your story?
I was trapped in the fire realm when these two fine young men, and he kind of gestures to Locke and Ingle, were able to get me out. Since then, I'm still getting my bearings, but I'm going along with them to help them out, especially against the fire realm for what they did to me.
Well, that is amazing. What a very interesting story to, I guess, have a ward kind of join your party. That's quite interesting. And he
When he
kind of
says ward, when he says ward, he looks at Angle, kind of like a, huh.
so yeah, it's very interesting to have a ward join your party. I'm sure you'll serve them in whatever ways you can. And he kind of two of you make a perception check. We should do perceptions. I should write them down real quick. let's just do two each.
Oh, two each. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Let's just do two each.
Do you want Bernie to roll as well, or
No, he's okay.
he's already picked up on it? Oh my god,
9, 8, 11.
man, we don't see nothing.
Well,
Oh,
I'm
two
8 and
eights.
8.
Yeah, two eights,
All we
11.
see is his food in front of us, and that's it.
I think, especially the looks you guys are giving back and forth, you're not really observing the other guests. You're not really observing um, much of what's going on. I'm sure you guys are probably somehow shell shocked by the pleasantness of the situation rather than what you might have expected. But yeah, he kind of continues. And Ingle, if you don't mind.
Hmm. What do you ask me to do?
Introduce yourselves to the rest of the group.
Oh, yes. No, my name's Engel. I long breath am one of the founding members of the Aimless, I
Okay.
guess. To be frank, I'm not necessarily one of the founding members, but I am one of the surviving members. The other one is Lena, who is tasked with handling other affairs in other parts of the world. But yes, I am a humble dwarf, just trying to, do the best I can in the world. I'm trying to make it a little better.
Very well. All right. And he does look over at the individual across from Bernie. And if you don't mind. Yeah, yeah. All right. Well, my name's Thoroughgood, and I do travel the seas. He kind of looks at his attire, of course. And the king did ask me here on somewhat of a short notice. I guess you could say I'm the king of the seas. But yes, I guess we might have dealings in the future, according to uh, King William. But it's pleased to meet you. I am proud to say that when the fleet needs a fleet, they call my fleet. And he kind of leans back in his chair. Okay, so that is Thoroughgood. You can see his name now. Okay. Immediately, the individual on the far end closest to the queen. Yes, yes, yes. All right. Well, you might already know who I am. I'm sending over the construction crew to Allrine in about a day or two to start construction on your house. I sent them with the plans, and well, they should be beginning construction. I do have a couple more notes about your home. Uh, Apparently, the king saw it fit to halt construction on the north and start focusing on your house as kind of a thank you. Ah, yes, yes, yes. That's right. I did see it fitting that if you have a location in uh, Tordia, that you should also have a location nearby. Hopefully, we can share you with the South.
Um, Thank you. That's very nice to hear. We were thinking about how we are going to incorporate this location into our business that we're starting out. Well, we'll see what we come up with, but that's good to hear.
Well, I think that's where I come in to play, as the individual sitting across from the princess pipes up. I I do know that teleportation is kind of a unique quality and I've been the king's kind of secret for some time now. And I think I might be able to help you with, uh, I guess, connecting your two manners, so to say, to make it a little bit easier to travel. And she kind of like nods her head. And the entire time, the individual across from Locke refrains from speaking as the king kind of just nods at him. And, well, I think we should begin the feast. Let's start the music, let's eat, and let's stay in good company. And with that, let's eat. All right. Is there anything you guys want to do, say, ask during the uh, meal?
Ingle will sit quietly for a little bit, I say simmering down after being irritated by
Mhm.
the guard out front.
Okay.
I was gonna say, how does Bernie feel about all this? Would he be asking him questions? Would he be?
Bernie's kind of just. If you're looking over at Bernie, you see him kind of like. Just kind of keeping to himself, a little bit quieter. Um, he is kind of looking at one or two individuals and trying to not be noticed, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay.
Mm.
Um,
I want
I
to.
was. I'll, oh,
No,
go
go
ahead.
ahead. Go ahead. You were first.
Well, I was just no, I was gonna say, I'm surprised Locke isn't trying to pick the brain of the person that's the teleportation specialist.
That's literally what I was about to do.
Yeah. I was gonna say, like, yeah, you should be all over that.
I already
All right,
prepped my introductory sentence. Break the ice.
all right, all
Okay.
right.
Though Locke is not very good at it, so don't expect too much. But he's going to like lean over the table towards her and be like, "So, based on what you said before, I take it you're a fellow wizard. Am I right in that assumption?"
Uh, of the of the sort, yes. I guess magic is my strong suit.
So,
Wizard, maybe not so much.
more of a sorceress then?
That's correct. Yes.
I see.
I don't believe I actually introduced myself. Sophia, but Sophia of Altair. I know you might want to call me Sophia, but my name is Sophia of Altair.
Well, very well. I understand, Sophia Voltaire.
Thank you so much. I do hold my family's traditions in very high esteem. So, Altair, although they are no longer around and I'm probably the last of my kind, I do hold them in high regard. But I've heard some stories about you as well on the battlefield, trying to wave your, I guess, wand. I don't know what you do, but it's cute. I think I think there is a little bit more to learn, and I don't know how much I can teach you, but I could try. For me, it's more innate.
Yeah, that's what I know about sorcerers as well. I was thinking, as you can probably tell from my appearance, I'm not really from around here. I haven't heard of Altair. Is it you say you're the one of the last of your kind? Is it some kind of fallen kingdom, or what is your heritage?
It used to be a. I mean, it still is. Most of the buildings and structures still exist, but it's a little bit east of Tordia.
East of
Yes.
Tordia. Check my map. but still within Gamun.
Yes.
Right. Well, all I know about it to the east of Toria are Roglia and Kalata.
Oh, so you've heard of Roglia. I know. Once, I guess you could say the new guard came in. They wanted to change it to their own name. But it
Oh,
used to be Altair.
I see. And your kingdom was generally entrenched with magic, or is that more just your flavor of skill set?
Well, most of my people were really ingrained in this magic, or had in magic ingrained within us. And it wasn't until, I guess, a trickster of some kind came into town and had other means for us. Of course, you don't see what you can't see. But family history is, I guess, for another day. I don't want to bore the other companions here with the troubles of something that happened maybe hundreds of years ago. But we try to, we're trying to restore power.
I see. Well, I'll be interested to hear and what your plans are for our mansion here in the nearby town.
Yes, I think I might be able to do something in that nature with connecting the houses. I know teleportation circles, it's not something you could pick up so easily, and nor can you just draw one and it works as expected. I've, I've seen a few buddies that just their foot has returned. Oh, people think they know magic, but it's a tricky subject.
Indeed, it is, with various views on it.
What is your interest in teleportation? I know the king has mentioned one or two things from, I guess, what he's heard recently.
Well, in teleportation, particularly, mostly because we travel a lot, and teleportation comes in handy when you do that. So far, we've been mostly relying on the help of other gifted individuals who were essentially transporting us across the continents, but it would be nice to be able to do it ourselves.
She leans forward, and you see her eyes kind of like light up just a little bit as she's looking at you deeply. And it seems as though like the pupils of her eyes light up, and she tries to read something deeper, but can't. You are a little bit interesting. I think you're a mystery. I haven't decided if it's interesting or it might bore me, but I would like to know about your group a little bit better. I think I'll stop by Tordia if we don't get a chance to speak.
We can meet there.
I'll be waiting.
Yeah, if we're not in town when you come by, just let what's the name again? No, Simon is the other one. What is his name?
Who are you speaking of?
Our proprietor. I can't find it. Anyways, just let our proprietor know, that you know us essentially, and you can stay in our guest room until we're back in town. Or, you're free to if you want to.
Oh, Simon? Not Simon. What's his name?
Is this out of character, or is this your guys are both deliberating?
Well, for me, it's out of character. I'm assuming he will know. He was there yesterday. I just was there a couple weeks ago.
Okay. Sebash.
Ah, that's the one. Yeah, the S name, Sebastian. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting, Sebastian. And do I just walk around town shouting Sebastian, or is there a particular place I could find him?
I think if you tell the oh wait, never mind. I'm not there.
No, you are. Everyone's all talking.
Uh, I kind of interject. I think if you just tell the guards that you want to go to the manor where the Amiless is based at, they should be able to take you to there.
Okay, I think the mystery is becoming a little bit more interesting. The guards know where you live and will direct people to your home.
They've
That
done it before.
that amount of influence is a little bit intriguing. Hmm. She takes a bite of her meal. And she kind of leans back in her chair. Okay. All right. I think this might be a little bit worth the entertainment for the time being. And how did you get this influence on the guards? Or at least on, I'm guessing the name was Lord Brahm, was it?
Yeah, that's the name. I mean, I wouldn't call it influence. We're just, I don't know if I'd go so far as to call us friends, given that he's a lord and we're simple commoners, but something like that. We helped out the town when we first arrived against some Yetis, essentially.
The silent individual sitting to Sophia of Altaire's right coughs when you say the word friends. And Sophia kind of chuckles just a little bit.
This person was the one that coughed.
No, that's Sophia of Altair to her
Oh,
right.
this person.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
this one.
Yeah, they never introduced themselves, right? Or they
Nope.
did? No, they didn't. Okay.
He hasn't said one word. She sits there and kind of questions the word friends. How did you become friends with Lord Brahm?
Yeah, again, helping out here and there. When we first arrived, it was Yetis that were troubling the town. Later on, there were, what was it? Somebody attacked. I don't even remember. Well, we basically fought for the town a couple of times at this point.
Yeah, I think the big one was the Yetis.
Yeah.
So you proved useful and gained their trust.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Suppose you could put it that way, yeah.
And in turn, what have they done for you?
Well, the manor that we owned there was, I think, the word for that first time when it was the Yetis, if I remember correctly. And I mentioned we've been getting help to travel around. That's a druid that works at the court that is helping us also on based on this relationship to Lord Brahm, I suppose.
Okay. Tordia, a little bit west, but we practically are neighbors. I will have to drop by and see Tordia for myself. How would you describe it?
Perhaps a sturdy recluse on a mountainside.
Okay.
It's got some solid walls, good geography to protect it as well, and people have been through some tough time and are getting back on their feet now, but overall friendly.
She looks over at Engel. How would you describe Tordia?
I mean, he's not kidding about the walls. The walls are definitely strong. I wouldn't say it's a complete bastion, but we. Oh, I remember. Uh, I looked a lot. I say, that one time we helped out with the people that were attacking the pirates or something like that. That were attacking from the sea.
That's true. Yeah, they came by ship.
Yes, they came by ship. Yes, but
The Captain Thorogood leans forward and is now intently listening.
yeah, yeah. That's another reason why we befriended them is that we helped them when there was a siege laid on them, and there were several forces attacking them. There was a sea force, at least I think 1 or 2 ships that came in. They were coming up the side of the mountain there, and then there was another force I think trying to just go in through the front gate, and it was very interesting. I think they were in the sewers, right? Locke.
I think so. That's what I remember as
Yeah,
well. Yeah.
yeah, they're attacking from the sewers. They're attacking from every way. I mean, luckily for them, they're actually on top of a mountain that only has very few access points into it, and we had them both covered. But it was definitely an interesting battle. But yes, no, I would call them very sturdy, very party people. Um, the views from uh the city out to the water and out to the overarching areas are beautiful. It's very high up, but at the same time, very well defended.
Well defended is interesting. I'm looking for somewhere new to visit. And sturdy doesn't quite suit me.
I mean, I wouldn't say sturdy in terms of it being like store, but more like, I guess you could say, solitude.
Okay. And at this point, as Sophia Voltaire is thinking over your words, Captain Thorogood pipes in. So, did you get a good look at the flags on these attacking ships?
I think Locke would have had a better view of it than I did. 'Cause I think Locke, you were the one that was like, was it you that was going to the docks or that was shooting the ballistas at the docks? I know it wasn't me.
I think I was in the town square, but we might have all ended up on the walls once the
Oh
force on land
no,
was defeated.
it was Lena, because she was the one who was with the magic people that were shooting spells off the top of the
Correct.
wall, wasn't she?
I think so. I think you're right. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, even if I was up there, I doubt I would have been looking at flags. But yeah.
Can I do a history check to see if I noticed them or not, or?
You could do a history check of what
Or
of which one?
okay.
Of which one?
Oh, to see if I remember what the flags look like. Cause like I know I didn't personally see a lot of them. I know we sunk one of the ships,
So
or if Lena told us, I don't think
you weren't in eyesight of the docks.
okay. Would
Yeah.
Lena have told us or no?
She didn't say anything.
Mm,
So yeah,
okay.
yeah.
All right.
Because Locke was in the town, you were on at the entrance, and Lena was on
Yeah.
the walls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm not incorrect in my
Correct.
thinking of
Yeah, you're
yeah.
good.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. I informed him. No, I did not get a chance to see the walls. Our compatriot Lena, who's currently not here, she was the one who was on the wall shooting spells off of it down into the marina, and yeah, shooting the ships.
I see. Because I've been trying to track. I know. The king kind of raises his left hand as a kind of like a stop. I know. We'll find where they're located. It just takes some time. You see him kind of gripping his Captain Thorogood grips his mug and kind of takes a swig and kind of restrains himself from slamming down the metal glass back on the table. Well, I guess to fill you in, there's some young upstart that's trying to take my position. And I don't care how old I am, I'm not having that. And he just kind of stabs at his food and he's just kind of haphazardly cutting it with a knife and shoving it into his mouth.
What does his flag look like? Yeah, that way I can inquire and see if maybe we did fight them.
It's sort of a reddish, orangey kind of color, and it just is just that's it. Just reddish orange. That's his whole flag. Have you seen something like that before? Do a history check.
Okay, I'll do that. So I'm putting that in my notes right now. Where's my history check? Oof. Well, how good that might do me. Let's see. I'm lucky.
Cross some fingers.
Ugh. Negative.
No. In the heat of the moment, you wouldn't have remembered this. But yeah.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, nothing that sticks out to me like that. Yeah, reddish orange. That's a interesting color to be flying when you're out to sea for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. And you said he's just getting into your business, or just kind of causing trouble everywhere he goes?
Well, he's also, when he's gone into port, he's managed to raise my flags and attack certain cities, trying to get other people to believe that I'm attacking them.
Ah,
So they see my flag, I guess now in Tordia, they might turn me away. Might not want my business.
ah.
And to see something stark contrast like ugly orange yellow, they'll take his business better.
Okay. What's the person who I'm talking to? What's his name?
Captain Thorogood. You can see his name if you push the tab. That is not this person's name. There we go. So you can see Sophia Voltaire, Captain Thorogood. There's a silent guest, and then there's the construction organizer. Well, Captain speaks up one last time. I know you guys have your hands full with everything transpiring, plane of fire, blah blah blah. But
He says.
sorry?
I said that's what he says. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, he does. He actually does. He really does. Yeah. Because you just seem since you guys mentioned that Tordia was attacked by sea, everything he's doing is just fed up at this moment. Even the way he's eating. I know you guys have your hands full with the plane of fire and blah blah blah. And this is supposed to be a celebration, but if you manage to have less things on your plate, it would be nice to have someone on land that can see what I can't from the sea.
Yeah.
And then
No, that's
the king starts to pipe up, and he's like, I know, I know, I know. That's why I said it's a celebration. I'll save it. I'll can it. It's fine. And you see him kind of like take a deep breath, wipe that kind of frustration off. And he said, but the plane of fire would be terrible on boats. So, thank you. No amount of water can put out what they can do on one of my wooden ships. So, thank you for the service you did. They're not dumb enough to find themselves in my midst, but I fight in other ways.
yeah. That's the thing. Like, and I'll pipe up. When we were fighting there were the fire realm had these wraiths that didn't really like that weren't affected by water. They could go through water and attack you still, and still they would just boil the water to, unfathomed temperatures, and you'd be hurt from that even if you had water there. Because when I there, I kind of like, you know, made the motion of what I would when I did the control water. I told them, like, I raised the water high level up higher for it to hurt them, and they just walked right through it. And then when they died, they exploded. And
So there a little bit of kind of like concern now falls on Captain Thorogood's face. So they um they didn't mind the water.
no, that's one of the that was one of the issues that hurt us so much, is that at least 35% of their forces did not mind the water at all. In fact, technically, they can actually walk through you, and I kind of point like my hand to myself. They can walk through you, and you just and you will just be burned. And it hurt them. It didn't hurt them at all.
Okay. Well, I'll need to rethink a few things.
I mean, granted, the good news is that the fire giant that we fought, that was not immune to water, and that I think. Wait, hang on. Correct me if I'm wrong. Locke, did you pick up the fire giant, or was that the air king that picked up the fire giant?
No, that was the Air King that picked him up. Yeah.
Yes, he picked him up and he tossed them in the lake where the mer people were, or fish folk were, and
Yeah.
he died there. But I think he also exploded when he died.
No, I don't think
Right?
so. No.
He didn't die. No, he didn't. Okay, never mind. Never mind. No, I'm thinking of something else. But yes, and worse,
Also,
they
I'm
also
not.
had. Oh, sorry,
I'm
go
not.
ahead.
I'm not sure if those fire elementals that you've been mentioning were immune to the water. Were they? I think they just decided to brave it. I mean, they. You know how you would brave the cold or something. Don't want to stay there forever, but you can do it for a while.
Yeah, I mean,
Captain
but still
Thorogood,
though. Oh,
Captain
go ahead.
Thorogood pipes up. Well, to make the conscious choice to do something against your best wishes just to take down your foe is something we should all be a little bit concerned about.
Yes. No, they fought. They fought us to. Yeah, except one being that was there that had literally no weaknesses. And that one was actually the one that actually slew a majority of our forces. It was just one. I can't even describe what he was. Was he a fiend? And I looked a lot. Was he a fiend, or was he?
Well, I think
I
so. He had like horns and hoofs and stuff.
Yeah. Yes. And he was not.
Okay.
He was not affected by water or fire. He.
Oh yeah, not
Yeah.
unusually at least.
Not unusually. No.
I mean, fire probably. Well, I don't know. Actually, might not have hurt him at all. You're right. But anyways,
Yeah.
he was mostly annoying because he had, and I looked to the spellcaster across the table. He was capable of greater invisibility, so he fought most of the battle invisible, shooting at us without us ever being able to find him, really. We had to mount a search of people seeing through invisibility mid-air, flying around to finally spot him somewhere, because, yeah, by the way, he was flying as well. And then when we did finally find him and managed to land some hits on him, he just fled.
At this point, Sophia Voltaire kind of looks over to her left at the gnome, and he looks at her and kind of nods his head. Well, I think that's where I might be able to step in. We would need to find a certain location, but if he did find his way back on this side of teleportation, I might be able to construct a certain location to minimize where he could hide. But
You're
that
thinking
might
of
take some time.
you're thinking of basically creating a kind of arena that we would have to lure him to, and when he's there, he can't hide. Is that what you're saying, or just a way for us to detect him?
An arena of sorts,
Okay.
or at least some closed-in structure where hiding would become less possible.
Let's see. Yeah, would probably be useful to find a way to get him there. Seems like,
Especially if he is invisible.
yeah. Did not seem to be the guy that's, looking for an open confrontation. If he saw that he's in trouble, he would just get out of there, probably. But yeah, we could somehow get him in there and then keep him there. Might work.
No, that man or that beast was too smart for that fight. Like I said, I think he may have been the general, or I don't know what he was, but he definitely was one of the people in charge of that army for sure.
Yeah. At least of the force that was here on our side of the portal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I'll have to see. We might need to talk a little bit later about, I guess, some of the details surrounding his abilities. But, Sophia Voltaire kind of pipes up, and if need be, I guess I can use some of my abilities to force him to a certain location.
Yeah. Combine the skill sets. Makes sense.
She nods. So please, let's eat. The food is arriving. Is there anything else you guys want to say to the any of the individuals at the table?
I look at the person across from me and I say, by the way, I think I must have missed your introduction. What was your name?
Sophia Voltaire kind of puts her hand across the table, kind of like almost on top of that person's plate, pretty much like sideways. Well, we can save introductions for that maybe another time. And you see all of the other individuals, the king in particular, the queen, maybe a little bit, but the other individuals on the opposite side of the table, they all kind of like stop moving as you kind of asked that question. And as Sophia answered, they kind of just like resumed.
Okay. Oh, very well. Thank you for the food.
As food kind of or the meal kind of continues, the individual kind of like everything about this person seems to be like moving slowly. It's as though everything is done with great thought, with great time, with precision. As he even picks up his fork very slowly and is, like takes his knife and slices it super slowly, but in one go, and eats, and everything that's done is also done where if you're in the room and it's just you and that individual, you would never hear anything. So picking up the fork was done silently. Slicing even to the very end, you don't even hear the knife touch the plate. Even the chewing, the everything. And as you ask the question of who he is, the eyes just kind of slowly open and they're already looking directly at you. Sophia interrupts. The eyes close again and open, and they're looking back down at the food, and he just continues to eat. I'm sorry?
I just said okay.
Yeah. The entire time this has been like the thing. So like even during the introductions, eyes would close and then just open, and it would already be looking at a particular individual. And the eyes themselves, the irises or whatever they're called, pupils, they're like frosty white, like snow. The skin, almost the exact same. Hair, completely white.
Interesting.
Mm.
Would love to get at a drop of that person's blood.
Do you say that?
No.
Okay.
Hi. Did I also mention too that Locke's also part vampire?
No, but I'm thinking about how.
And again, everything. There's zero sound emanating from this person whatsoever.
The only thing I could do is try to do an insight check to see, just to read them, and then I could probably do an Arcana check to see if I could spot any magic or if there's any magic that I recognize on them. If that's okay.
What would you insight check?
Huh?
What would you insight check?
Their mannerisms or lack thereof.
Okay.
Yeah. Less about trying to figure them out and more like what they're lacking, to see if they're like robotic or if they're like lizard-like. You know what I mean?
Okay. As you insight check them, you're looking at the way they're moving. You're looking at everything about how they're acting, and nothing is lizard-like. But it just appears as though this person, it's as though they practice picking up a fork throughout the day. It's as though they have figured out the best way to lift a fork from the table without it being heard. It's as though they've practiced every motion countless times. And they do it in about half speed or a fourth of the speed that we would normally do. It's as though they are painstakingly doing things on purpose.
Okay, so let me see here. Locke, you speak Sylvan, right?
I speak Is Sylvan one of the dialects of Primordial? No, right?
No. I thought you spoke. No, that was
I speak
Nim.
Elvish and Primordial. Sylvan, but
Is Sylvan different from Elvish? Or,
no.
I think Sylvan's High Elf.
Sylvan is the language of the Fae and woodland creatures.
Yeah.
The script is Elvish, but it's a different language.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
And even trying to pinpoint, I mean, it's humanoid. It looks like a human. It looks like a regular person. Doesn't look like an elf. Doesn't look like fae. Doesn't look like anything else. Looks like just a normal human, but completely white hair, palish skin you've ever seen in your life, and just everything is methodically done.
See something. Hey, Locke.
Yeah.
Actually, no. So, in trying to figure out a way to signal you without letting other people know I'm trying to signal you.
Mm.
Sure would be nice to have a telepathic bond, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I know, right? Okay. Engel is going to kind of get Bernie's attention,
Okay.
and then in Dwarvish, he's going to mouth the word for assassin ? And
How do
then
you get
point.
Bernie's attention? First, how do you get
Huh?
Bernie's attention? How do you get Bernie's attention?
Oh, he's gonna kind of look in Bernie's direction and kind of like tap on something. No, not tap. No, he's going to he's gonna kind of like, yeah, he's going to say to Bernie.
Mm-hmm.
It's not say, but he's gonna say, kind of catch like Bernie. Like it's like softly, not like speak over like the crowd, like they're eating like that, but kind of like, you know what I mean? Like when you're like, are kind of like trying to speak softly but loud enough where a person can hear you.
Sure.
Like how you would like at a dinner table, like, hey, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then he's
Bernie's
going to,
Bernie's
yeah,
not looking over at you.
and then he's going to mouth the Bernie assassin, and like he's gonna like take his thumb, right, and like
Mm-hmm.
keep it upwards, like you're holding your like a thumbs up, and do like a slight twitch to what's her name, in her direction.
Yeah. Across the table.
Yeah. And he's gonna mouth it in Dwarvish, and say, like assassin, like that, and he's going to point to Locke, and then kind of do like the whole like whispering in the ear motion with his hand.
Locke, whether he looks or doesn't, Bernie kind of like leans forward or leans to the side a little bit, giving a little stretch, and kind of like taps Locke on his left shoulder.
Okay. I just keep eating for 2 seconds, and then I look at the corner of my eye over at Bernie.
Bernie kind of like goes left and right with his eyes, kind of like to signal like look, like he kind of like lifts his eyebrow a little bit too, like that, kind of look.
I look around the room.
Okay.
And around the table.
Angle.
Oh, is he looking at me?
He's
I
looking around the
am.
room and around the table.
I will also look at you at some point, but yeah, I don't know where to look, so I'm just looking around.
Hmm. Trying to think of a way to signal you. I will. All right, so like you know how you like, I'll have my hands on the table, right? And like I'll have my two tips touching, and then I'll put one hand in front of the other hand. So I'll have my right hand and I'll have it go over my left hand, and with my left hand like kind of like blocking the way, I'll point at that one over there, and I make a shiving motion. And I'll look to Bernie and say, and mouth again, uh, in Dwarvish, mouth to him, assassin, and then do like a shrug, like kind of like a maybe, possibly.
Who did you point at? The person that didn't introduce themselves?
Well, I originally pointed it for Bernie, but I'm actually pointing right now. Like if I cover my hand, like say like you have your hands right, you have your right hand in front of your left hand laying on the table, like upwards, like your palms are facing you, and
Let's
then I point with.
all
Okay,
let's all make sleight of hand checks because this is a lot of motioning at a table.
no, that's fair. Why is
Yeah.
that D20 going crazy?
So Bernie's got a D20.
I got
Okay, okay. I just
14.
saw a D20.
14. Okay.
I just looked around, by the way, so far. Just letting you know.
Hey.
All right. Cool. Two D20s. All right. So far, all this motioning and tapping has gone unnoticed. Okay. So you're saying you are doing a stabbing motion
And then I'm telling I almost hint like wishing to Bernie like assassin, and I'm pointing to Locke to tell him that that person could possibly be an assassin.
Bernie kind of just like scratches his back, and like in doing so, he kind of like puts his hand down. He lifts his left hand like he's like yawning, and in the process of doing so, he reaches with his right hand, tugs on Locke's kind of clothes, and leans to the side, and in the smallest whisper says, "Assassin."
Yeah.
Locke.
I don't really react because I don't know what it means.
You don't know what the word assassin is?
No, I know what the word is, but I don't know what, you know,
Well, no,
what he's getting at.
essentially like, oh, um, I essentially motion to Bernie, like I kind of point at my ear, and then I kind of like do the hand gesture again with my right hand's on the table, and I'm motioning my left hand behind it to listen to them, to kind of point out like, hey, listen, you don't hear anything coming from over there. Like it's a dead zone.
Bernie does the same motion and says very softly, "Message angle."
I slightly shake my hand. Can't do that.
His message,
Bernie nods.
okay.
I want to look around the room, especially around here, very carefully. Do I see anything alive anywhere? I would love to find a mouse or a kind of big spider that I spot somewhere.
Where did you point? I'm looking now.
Basically, around this area, like in front of me.
Nothing appears there at all. Just the braziers and the emptiness. At this point, Bernie kind of stands up. I will have to excuse myself. Is there somewhere I can use your facilities? Oh, yes, yes. Yes. Downstairs. Ask one of the guards to take you up, and he can help you with that. All right. And he kind of starts walking. I'm gonna do one more sleight of hand. Oh, it is not looking good. All right. As he's like walking around, he goes right there and kind of does like a head nod toward the individual that he's walking past. Right here, right here, he does a head nod like forward, and the king kind of like looks over at Bernie as he's walking, and he kind of sees the head nod, and then Bernie goes downstairs. And then about a minute later, the one of the guards starts walking this way, and Bernie is following behind him.
Oh, did he go the wrong direction?
No, the king said to go downstairs to get a guard to go upstairs.
Oh,
Yeah.
I am going to try something. Okay. I am going to cast Control Flames, which is a spell that is only somatic, so I'm going to just do the motions with my fingers under the table.
Okay.
I'm going to make the flame from this brazier jump to fuel within 5 feet, which is this wood. I don't want to like set the plates on fire, just want a small flame kind of start
Okay.
growing on the wood paneling here next to the brazier. And then I'm waiting until it gets to a size where someone notices. Just waiting for any kind of reaction, and then I'll jump in with what I want to do, which I'm already ready to do, basically.
Okay. So you're gonna do something to the fire to kind of make it jump and grow.
Yeah, control flame to just make it jump within 5 feet to another source of fuel, or not just jump. It's still gonna be also in the brazier, but catch something on fire within 5 feet of it.
Okay. It jumps and it. Let's see, T, right? Yeah. So it jumps, and you see a little spark fall out, and then it kind of like grows a little bit. Oh, where?
It needs to
Oh,
be on
here.
fuel. I can't just do it on stone. So I'll catch this
Got it.
wood here on fire, just very slightly, very slowly.
Okay. So the wood there starts catching and starts growing. And in that moment, the king kind of very quickly actually sees it jump, and before it does too much damage, screams out, "Fire!"
Okay,
Really fast.
I jump up and I say, "Oh, I got it!" And then I cast Mage Hand, which has verbal, but now I have a reason to do it. And I cast with the Mage Hand visible because I have the ability to do it invisible, but I'm going to do it visibly. Have the Mage Hand go over and pat out the small fire. And then I'm going to act like I'm dispelling Mage Hand, but I'm actually just going to turn it invisible.
Okay. All right. So the mage hand, you see it just kind of materialize as everyone turns to face the fire. As the king kind of like leaps to his feet, points at the fire, "Fire!" And one of the guards comes running upstairs, and as it does, your mage hand appears, pats out the fire. The guard already has his sword like half drawn, just in case there's something foul afoot. And the king kind of like looks over in the split second as you put it out. Oh, well, all right. Good reaction. Uh, okay. That was odd. That brazier never acts up like that before. Um, guard, uh, very gently, let's move that brazier a little bit further away from the wall. And as the knight or the guard uses some rope that he has off to the side, he kind of like latches it underneath the brazier and slides it across the floor. And why can't... Are braziers not free moving objects anymore? Oh
They
boy.
should be.
They should be, but they're not anymore. Alright. So yeah, it gets moved, and then everything settles back down. You still have your mage hand up.
Yeah. It's going to, just in case someone can see invisibility, I'm going to have it still be hidden, going slowly along the floor and basically come to under my chair.
Okay.
And then I'll just wait with the rest of my plan for a couple of minutes, just to, let everyone forget about that for a bit before I move on.
Okay. Alright. The conversation comes back to normal, and the king kind of points out, see, the aimless once again prove themselves quite useful.
Quick reflexes are something you have to hone for a fight, of course. Comes in handy in other places as well.
At this point, Sophia of Altair, it appears as though she's kind of like looking around. Like, there's some uneasiness to her. Whether it's the fact that the fire jumped and that's not normal, or there's something else. But she seems a little off.
All right. Is there some directionality to her unease? Does it feel to me like she knows where a magic invisible thing is in the room?
She just seems a little bit uneasy at this moment.
Okay.
I just kind of sit there continuously eating my food, like,
Wait until she seems more chilled again.
And I actually, while I'm eating, I kind of look at the silent person. Do they seem to like have noticed anything? Or are they still doing what they're doing before?
Everything seems just as before.
Yeah, I was gonna say normal, but no, they're not acting normal. They're acting too
I mean,
normal.
yeah, normal for what you've seen of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Locke, you see Sophia kind of looking at the group and then kind of like looking over her shoulder at where the fire started and then kind of looking at the door. And she says to the king, so you said that's never happened before? No, I don't think that, And then the king looks over at Queen Mary. No, I don't think that ever has. And Sophia kind of like nods her head. And she's like, interesting. And you see her kind of look over her shoulder one more time. And she kind of like
I
looks up at the ceiling. Lakia?
I say I kind of make a suspicious face as well, like I am suspicious, and then or about something, and then I'll say, does anyone here happen to have the ability to maybe spot a scrying sensor? It does seem a little weird with the fire.
Sophia kind of
See
like
invisibility.
pipes up. Yes, I have a couple spells. I can have this ability to sense magic, and I think you, I mean, as a wizard, I think that's one of your first spells, I would imagine. Um, you get that funny sense too, that maybe we should, right?
Yeah, perhaps. I'm going to
All
dispel
right.
my hand.
Okay. As you see her start kind of mouthing the necessary words, she kind of gets this, again, that little glowy kind of thing in her eyes. As she kind of takes a few seconds, she's looking around. Hmm. She turns to the king. Where, where is Bernie? The king kind of like looks around. He should be upstairs using the facilities.
Ingel's going to
How?
say, I'm actually going to go do that too. It was a long ride here. And
She kind of like lifts her finger for just 1 second. How high are these floors? I guess they're like, you know, pretty tall. They're like 15 feet. 15. So the floor above that would probably be 20. Okay. Um, I think if you don't mind, and she kind of looks at Angle, would you mind that a lady uses the facilities first?
sure, I'll go. Do you mind if I'll go up there too? Just to wait if that's okay.
I mean, I think they would like your company here more than
Okay.
with it.
All right.
And you see her; she still has that kind of like glowy eyes kind of thing, and she kind of pops to. And she said, "Do I need a guard?" No, he's probably still up there with Bernie, so I think that should be okay. And she kind of like one last look at the Aimless as well as the other individuals on her side of the table. She kind of like you see her eyes like kind of squinty a little bit. Hmm. And she kind of looks at every single one of the people, squinting her eyes. Yeah, I think I'll be right back. And you see her kind of like looking up at the ceiling. And she kind of like a little bit faster than a walk. She kind of like makes her way up the stairs. And just then, Bernie is actually coming down the stairs. Oof. And then Sophia is like, she kind of just takes a step and just watches Bernie as he returns to his seat. Oh, excuse me, miss. No, please. By all means. And Bernie returns to his chair. And then she kind of just makes her way up. Bernie sits down and he kind of looks at the all the individuals. Did I miss anything entertaining?
Quite entertaining. Some something caught fire over there. Put it out. That's about it.
Oh, well, that's, I guess, why the brazer's been moved. Is everything okay? The king kind of pipes over, and I think so. I think everything's fine. Yeah. Just then, Sophia kind of comes back down. Whew. Okay, well, everything seems to be in order. So, I mean, if you don't mind, I'll take my seat. And, Ingle, you said you did need to use the facilities.
Yes. So it's just up here. I say to the guard.
Yeah. And then since you're actually going up there, I'll reveal what it looks like. And it's this door.
Okay.
Oh, wait, no. Sorry. It's actually... Oop, wrong door. Wrong door. Why is it not clicking? There we go. Ooh, this is taking some time. Alright. My mouse is not being very nice.
All right, I can see the room.
There we go. And then it's just right through here.
That is a very secure bathroom.
And it is right through here. And you have to move it out of the way. But let me see if I can do it. Come on. This is really difficult. But okay, I'll just say it to you. On this side is a pile of gold right here. Just like stacked and stacked and stacked. And then right here is the toilet and the sink kind of next to each other. Or water basin. As you are there, the guard is obviously next to you and says, before he kind of turns his back, all of that gold has been counted. They are not small bars, they're very big. If one is missing, I'll know. And he kind of just steps to the side.
Ingle says it's a very odd place to keep your gold, but if there ever was a place for you to check on it every day, I can imagine this would probably be a place to have it.
Well, there have been incidences in the past with keeping it elsewhere. That is why the dungeons underneath the city have been abandoned.
Well, I hope no one ever has an accident on the gold while they're trying to get here hastily.
The gold is out of way, but for the time being, this serves its purpose. And it's literally just like a seat, and you can see, obviously it's just like a bin underneath, and then you just like pull out the bin and then dump the stuff out. So it's not like it's a full on like long term solution. So
I
what?
go ahead and do my business. Question the king a little bit, and yeah, head out.
Okay. The guard closes and locks each of the doors.
Yeah, Engel says thank you, and then proceeds to head downstairs.
Why is it not closed? There we go. There we go. Perfect. There we go. All right. Now everyone is back to their seats. Is there anything else you would like to do?
I'll just continue eating.
Okay. Lock?
Not right now. I think it would be suspicious for all of us to go to the toilet one after the other, but depending on how long this night goes, I might also have to use the loo.
The king pipes up. I did manage to secure a few beds for the aimless. I know you are far from home, and it is getting closer to the evening. But at the inn, there are a few beds for you waiting.
Thank you very much. We were intending to stay the night, so that's very helpful. Thank you.
Hopefully, at some point, you can, I guess, hobnob with individuals of a higher economic status, so the inn won't be your first choice for staying in Berumi.
Well, it won't be very long until, or hopefully, looking over at the head of construction until we have our own house not too far.
That is a good point. If being outside the city walls is something that irks you, I'm sure we might be able to find some accommodations within our city.
Good to hear. Hello.
Because it it's a day's trek from Berumi to Alrine.
Yeah, well, we'll have to see, what things look like in the future, but I mean, looking at the spellcaster this time at Sophia, we might also be able to cover a good amount of distance pretty quickly at some point. But it's always nice to know that there's an option. Yeah,
Do you say that out loud?
To answer the king.
She speaks up. Of Altair.
Oh, I apologize. You're right. You did say so.
She nods her head again. Okay. Well, I believe that does conclude our dinner. Food was amazing. If you don't mind, a few of us will be staying a little bit later. But I don't want to hold up the aimless. And then he points to Bernie and their ward. Uh, but I believe the rest of us would like a little further conversation and drinks. We don't want to hold you up, though.
All right. Well,
Right.
thank you for having us. Thank you for the good meal. I think we'll probably be heading out of town again tomorrow. We have some plans with Alma, but wish you all the best. It was nice to meet you all, and hope to see you again the next time we're in Berumi.
With that, all of them kind of nod and wish you guys well. Sophia, in particular, kind of gives a little bit of a smile as she looks at the three individuals, and then she kind of like locks eyes with Locke, and she kind of grins.
I'll leave then. Thank you again.
Thank you.
That
Bernie's on
point.
the outside of the walls.
Okay, we can do
The rest of the dinner party does join you on the way out, but makes their way to the palace gardens, going out this way, and wishes you well as they make their way down to the gardens.
Is the silent person with them?
Yes, the silent person is walking kind of in the back as the king leads the group. And again, as they walk, their footsteps make no noise. Not even their clothes, like, kind of rough against each other.
Shame I don't have my bat with me at the moment.
What's that now?
It's a shame I don't have my bat with me at the moment. I could have used it for a plan, but oh well. We'll find out in the future. Okay. Once we're out of earshot of the guards, I'll look to Engel and say, "What was that whole thing about an assassin?" I'm sorry, I couldn't message you or anything like that because that, it's a spell that it has verbal as well. They would have known what's going on.
I was pointing out that the silent lady, no sound was coming from them at all.
Yeah.
That they could be an assassin.
Well, that's possible, yeah. With the slow movement and the wide, it also seemed kind of cross adjacent to me. But I don't know if that means anything. Oh,
I just know that usually when someone's going out of their way to look that normal and being that quiet, it usually means it's an assassin.
oh, I just fell through the floor somehow.
You know.
Gotta watch where you're walking, man.
Yeah, it just fell in the manhole. I did try to pull off a little plan, but chicken out essentially. That little fire from the brazier, that was me to get my mage hand out, but then felt like she was gonna spot it, so I dispelled it.
It's okay.
I could have kicked myself afterwards, so I thought I the reaction in the moment, I mean, I guess I can't change it. It happens that way. Basically got scared and dispelled it afterwards. I thought I should have Should have just made it hug up to one of the many, magic items that I carry to kind of hide the signature. But yeah, too late at that point.
Yeah, it's okay. But no, yeah. I just found it kind of odd. No sound was coming from them.
Yeah. The thing I was trying to get is a single drop of their blood. If I had that, I could tell you a lot about them. Up to and including their name.
Interesting.
But alas, we'll have to wait for another chance.
Well, I am surprised it went that well. Not going to lie.
Could have gone worse, that's true.
I was prepared for it.
Bernie asks, "Where are we going?"
I think the inn is around here somewhere, isn't it? Or is it that building that we walked past over there? I thought it was here.
I thought it was right here. Is that not the inn right there?
Oh yeah, I think you might be right.
Yeah.
We did miss it then. I thought it was this one, but I think I misremembered.
Yeah, because the inn being the longer building. We have to go up
Yeah.
to the top part where we had a little T.
I think the door's over here though.
Oh, it is? Okay.
The had door at least.
All right. You open up and you see several individuals already drinking, even though the day is, or the night is just beginning. All right, make yourselves in. Come on in. Come on in. Close the door. All right. First off, what are you having?
Are we drinking?
Yes.
I'm not.
Sleeping.
The bartender already answers. Yes, just how many?
3.
Yeah, I guess
3 is
around,
it.
yeah.
That would
I
be a good starter.
I think we had some beds arranged for us. We just came from a meeting in the palace.
Ah, okay. I hear you. You must be the Armless, was it, or something like that?
Yep,
Yeah.
armless.
Yeah,
That's us.
very
All
close,
right.
yeah.
There you go. The one of the individuals from the palace did come down and arrange 3 beds. Yeah. So pretty much straight through the door. He kind of points over at this door. Straight through the door, and please, food and drinks on this side.
Oh, all right.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll have a round first then.
The barmaiden goes over and just sets the 3 drinks down.
Okay. Funny that he called us armless, and I pull up the sleeve on my prosthetic arm.
You have a prosthetic arm?
Oh, you did? Yeah, I do. You didn't know? Thought you knew.
No.
You must
I
have
just thought you
known.
had like gangrene or something like that.
No, I mean, well, the part that you can see where I rolled up my sleeve is just made out of metal. Like just metal bones essentially. But then I pull my glove a bit forward, and then you see a hand there with skin, but it's a different color than mine. Yeah, had this for a long time now. I got it from my mother in a way.
Bernie kind of interjects. So, are we okay with the idea of an assassin being in the palace?
I don't know if it's an assassin. Did you notice how they reacted when I asked them their name directly? Like everyone tensed up. I think it's some kind of important figure. I think they know who it is. I don't think this is some kind of unknown quantity that, you know, might be there to kill them. Be like it's some.
Why do you think they were so tense?
Well, it seems like everyone knows not to ask, not to talk to them or ask them anything. Didn't introduce himself or themselves when, you know, introductions were going around and nobody reacted.
Hmm.
And then that thing. Never said a word the whole evening, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, very hard to sense anything from that person. It was the whitest skin I've ever seen in my life, though.
Yeah. Maybe it's like a 2,000-year-old vampire that's behind the scenes, pulling the strings, running the whole continent, or something.
Well, then, if that's the case, why not take out you know who?
You know who?
The one that's responsible for Grenza, for Dolvo, responsible for Plane of Fire coming through.
You think that person might be, you know, on their side?
I mean, you came up with the idea that they're a vampire.
Well, that doesn't mean you're all powerful. I mean, then the vampire part is mostly a joke, but you know, that's the kind of thing I'm thinking it is. It's something maybe, you know, more important than the king in some ways.
Hmm. I don't know why they were doing everything so slowly, though. That's something I can't piece together.
Yeah. Maybe they don't speak because if they spoke, it would, you know, be slow mo as well.
Hmm.
Cancel a spell they are channeling,
What's that?
or cancel a spell that they are channeling.
If they spoke?
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Is
Hmm.
there a
But they're
spell like
focusing on
that?
something. There might be greater spells that we don't know that do require a certain amount of focus. But there is
Maybe,
one thing
maybe.
that there's one thing that was said that does confuse me.
What's that?
When we were talking to them originally, we were telling them about how we was helping out in I keep forgetting. Is it Berumi where we're based out of?
Tordia.
Tordia, how we became friends with Tordia. They asked what we did, and when we told them, and they asked us, "Is that all you did?" Like that answer was not good enough for them.
Maybe.
Hmm.
I don't know.
And another thing too. Oh, go
The
ahead.
way I interpreted that was that they were just like basically saying that that's not enough to, you know, get you into the close circle of a lord, mansion and everything. I don't know.
Correct.
Maybe
But
you're right.
one thing that we did not tell them is the other reason why they're helping us out.
What's
And I
the
kind
other
of leaned
reason?
in, the whole hidden hand thing and all that stuff about, the seekers and stuff like that.
Yeah, that that
Yeah,
was also who was behind the attack on the water, but I decided not to mention it.
exactly. And notice how they were trying to. I think they're trying to get us to say something, meaning that it's possible some of those people in the room were on the hidden hand side. I think.
I don't know. I
I'm just saying.
somewhat doubt it though. I mean, Alma used to work with the king here. She was, if I'm not mistaken, she worked at the court for a long time, or at least with him. And didn't we? I don't remember. It's been too long, but I feel like we also learned about seekers and all that kind of stuff from them. And the
Did
Blue
we? Was it
Knight is
from them or?
definitely
Yeah,
also on
from them. from them.
The Blue
From
Knight
them?
is definitely
Yeah.
also on our side.
Yeah.
So, you know, if you're right and some of them are HH, I feel like they would have to be it behind the backs of probably the king, but definitely a lot of the people working under the king. Which, you know,
It's possible.
can't rule it out. It's possible, but
Yeah. But yeah,
I did get kind of a weird feeling from that sorceress, though.
well,
Why is
you
that?
invited her over, so
Yeah, I don't know. Just kind of, you know, I don't know. It's probably fine. I mean, she was here in this city for a long time and nothing bad happened. But you know, with talking about how they lost, family lost their hold over a city, and then when we were talking about Tordia, she asked a lot of questions and was like, "Oh, she feels like going to a new city." And just felt odd, but maybe that's just her personality.
Mm.
yeah, definitely God. And then also too, Flavian, you said that when we were leaving, they didn't make any sound. Like all the people didn't make any sound, or just that one person who
The
was
one
silent and
person.
didn't make.
The one person.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I was gonna say, yeah, like the fact that they didn't make any sound. Yeah, no. Alarm bells are ringing. And did the king say he knew these people personally, or were they just, guess?
I I mean, I think you would have to know your guests personally, wouldn't you?
Not necessarily.
If you want, you can do history check on any information that's from the dinner for refreshers.
'Cause, yeah, I don't think he said he knew them personally. I think he just said that they are also guests.
Oh,
Not burning, but still.
didn't the captain even say that he was invited here?
So you rolled a 13. You do recall the king saying, um, "I invited these guests, especially to celebrate your victory."
Exactly.
So each one of the guests were invited on purpose, not just like random people.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what to make of him. Wish I could get that person's blood.
Honestly, if you can go ahead and try to. Well, you can go ahead and try to get your familiar out and help see if you can
The
swing
thing
over there
is,
and look.
I'm low on the materials that spell consumes. Unfortunately, need to get some
What do you mean?
incense first.
Oh, I have
Charcoal.
incense. I got incense, bro.
You have incense. Wait, let me check what I need.
Yeah, I have incense.
I need. This is
Yeah.
10
Yeah, I
golds
got.
worth of charcoal, incense, and herbs. You have that much? Like 10 gold is quite a bit.
Let me check how much a block of my incense costs. Yeah, I have 2 bundles of block of incense. Doesn't tell me the price. I wish it did.
At this point, the door swings open, and in walks Sophia Voltaire.
Oh,
As she scans the room, she sees the three directly in front. And she kind of walks up, puts one finger in the air, and the bartender directs the maiden to get a drink. Well, it appears as though you've made quite an impression on the knight. Uh, I managed to slip away in order to, I guess, speak a little bit more intimately. As she begins talking, the barmaiden puts a different drink in front of her and starts clearing the table. Oh, that table. I have to do another table. Um, and she kind of looks at all three and says, uh, the king, I guess, wanted to put all of us in touch with each other, or at least in touch with you, the Aimless, in order to, I guess, help each other in a way with things that might be of concern. I know Captain Thorogood didn't bother waiting until after the dinner to start asking you for his own help, as was against the request of the king. But I think many of us can help each other. It's just how willing.
Read between the lines that you would like to ask for some sort of assistance as well. Is that right?
Uh, I think I might be able to help you more than you might be able to help me.
See.
I'm here to, I guess, get to know those that might ask for my assistance.
All right.
And I guess, in turn, maybe you'll have something for me that can keep me busy.
Oh, busy is definitely something we have plenty of.
Well,
In abundance. What was I?
Yeah.
the depending upon what it is and depending upon how difficult, I think my interest might be piqued. I guess that's my main concern, interest.
Well, can you answer one question for us truthfully, please?
She pops the cork with one finger, and this odor emanates from the bottle. Sure. She kind of takes a swig, puts it back down, and notices that, like, the smell might not be comfortable for others and puts the cork back in.
I'm sure you're going to already know what I'm going to have to ask, but who was the individual to your right?
She takes a sigh as her head kind of leans back in this slow motion as she looks up at the ceiling. Well, he's who you call when you need information. He's kind of the little bird that sits on your shoulder, and I guess without able to speak, he tells you what you need to know. He's, some would say, the ultimate spy.
Assassin. I knew it. Called it.
No, he
And I
doesn't
drink a
kill.
drink.
He doesn't kill. He's the one who collects information. He's the one who's able to find out every little whisper, and he's able to stop how many wars that he's had his little fingers in. He's incredible. I uh, he knew. He's okay. So first off, he's the best gift giver. hands down. I don't know how he knew to get me that necklace, but it was a necklace from an ancestor, and it was incredible. But he's, like I said, the ultimate spy. He does everything as quietly as you can imagine, and you'll never hear him behind you.
Yeah, to get that feeling.
Yeah.
Well, perhaps it's good I didn't go through with my plan.
Yes, I did see your hands drop below the table, and either you were performing magic or you were playing with yourself. So I tried to give you the benefit of the doubt.
Well, which of the two would like make you like me less?
Well, I've seen enough things popping up in all sort of places. I don't think anything will make me think you less of you and or more of you. I guess
Right,
we're
that's fair.
neutral at this point,
Yeah. Well,
but yeah. And I'm sure you probably saw us all tense up when you tried talking to. Uh, we just call him him. Uh, we've never heard his voice. He's never told us his name. We just call him him.
I could find out his name if you wanted me to.
You know, I like the mystery.
Certainly interesting, isn't it?
I'm sure he's probably from some crazy mountain where he's trained his whole life on how to not speak. But yeah, he he's a marvel. He really is. But yeah, him, yeah, the king I guess knows him a lot longer than I have, but him is who you call when you need something done or
Engel says older people
information.
are gross.
What's that?
Engel says older people are gross. I hope I don't get that way.
He's not old.
No, he's
He's
talking about like you, like the how they're talking. Or she's like
oh
talking about him like in like a romanticized way.
oh I see. But yeah, yeah. But I hope that answers your question on who him is.
Not really.
Actually,
Trust me, I've wondered that for many years, but I want to keep that mystery alive. I think it's kind of interesting to devote yourself to one thing your entire life, and I guess after enough years, you've become the best. But I guess my focus is on being entertained. That's my focus.
That's fair. So, what does everyone want?
Well, I guess first off, for me, uh, I find myself more and more bored. I think once you've stood on the top of a mountain and found yourself on, and she puts like an air quote, an impossible room to enter, uh, seeing somewhere or doing something unique becomes more valuable than the gold I can steal at the drop of a hat. Yeah.
Are you a thief?
No, I'm just someone who can teleport very well, and once you've seen the world, it just kind of gets dull. I don't know. I tried talking to different people in different towns and the next town, and I'm just really good at teleporting.
Okay, so how much do you know about what we're doing?
Me personally, nothing. But I'm pretty sure him knows. I'm pretty sure him knows your last dream from the night before. I'm pretty sure him knows how much rice you had in your last meal.
Okay.
But as far as that dinner, I know your name, and I know you're a dwarf, and that's about it. Why? What do you want?
What do I want?
Yeah.
I like to live see the next day, and to complete all the tasks that we're tasked with. But
What's something you have going on then? You said you guys are always busy. What's something that, if entertaining enough, I could take off your hands?
well, you can't take anything off our hands technically. But if I get what you're smelling, it sounds lawyer again. What have you heard about us? Not
Like I
just us
said,
individually. I'm talking about us as in the actions and things that we've done.
I've just heard that your guys are named the Aimless. And she points at the one to her right. This guy's the Ward. Your Angle. That's Locke. And again, that's it. I was called upon by the king. I showed up. He said, we'll spend the next few days in each other's company, just kind of enjoying wine and food and wait for you guys to someday show up. And I guess on the second day, here you are. You didn't say what we need or who we are or that one or this one. Just said we're waiting for you.
So I look to Locke and I say, "He talked to the king."
What?
I'm sorry? What?
Who talked to the king?
Him talk to the king. If you lay out all the things that people do in that room, they align with everything that we need to be that everything needs to be done.
Who?
They do.
Well, how does Captain
Mostly.
Thorogood? How does Captain Thorogood? Because he needs your help. Maybe you align with him.
No, but the thing is that he also well, no. No, I already see it already. I already see it. Yep. Okay. Well,
Don't.
huh?
I care to share with the class?
Are you speaking out of game or in game?
Sophia Voltaire is saying that.
Yeah, no, okay, okay, okay.
Yeah,
I looked at Sophia. Sophia,
Voltaire.
you're not of Voltaire. Oh, I get it. You're like Tribe Called Quest. Sophia Voltaire. I you're a nice person. You're great. I now understand why we were in that room together with all four of you, or mostly all four of you, or three of you. The one person who has not spoken already spoke to the king and already told him what we need, which is great, I guess. But are you sure you really wanna? Are you sure you're really that bored?
What are you getting at? I don't understand the secret you somehow unlocked. I
You
guess
said you've done it all. You
I
said
would
you've done it all so
imagine.
far, right?
Well, seeing the world, but not so much to say I've never made a million, coins. I've never, captained a ship before. I've never,
So
you know.
here's what I'm gathering, and again,
Okay.
DM, if I'm trying my best not to metagame, but at the same time, I don't know any other way of just not of spitting it out. So if I am incorrect, please let me know. But if I am correct, obviously you're not going to tell me.
I won't tell you either way.
Yeah, no, no, it's fine, it's fine. But I look to Locke and I say, what's the one thing we need right now in order for us to do, well, to finish one of our tasks?
Well, the one thing we
Lock,
have
we can't
a
hear you.
difference. the one thing I don't know. We have different tasks that need
Well, put it
different
this way.
things.
So on one tasks, we need to get in somewhere that no one can really get in.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, side task. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
And then there's another task, right? That was an overarching one that also aligns with the whole thing, the attack that me and you were talking about earlier too. That's two.
Uh, wait, what are the lines there?
The attack on, is it Berumi? The one of Solitude? It's no Tordia.
You're thinking that's connected because it really was the guy with the orange flag, or what?
I'm pretty sure it was. If the guy's out there trying to badmouth him, he's going to need pockets, or he's going to need someone with a lot of gold that can fund that kind of thing. He's not just going to get it from anywhere.
Okay.
He's probably tied to it. I'm pretty positive he might be tied to it. And then three, what was the third person again? I forgot their name.
The head of construction.
Yes, head of construction. That's the one that he promised to go ahead and get it set up to where we can go back and forth to make it easier for us. That one I think
Uh,
is more of like a gift.
no, I
But
think
then again, though,
he,
what's up?
his point was actually building the house. The going back and forth was Sophia Voltaire's thing.
No, I know, but that's also possibly the reason why too. Like they also put us in contact with her.
Yeah.
Yeah,
From what the king had been speaking of earlier, prior to you guys showing up the following day, we, us four, at least I, so to say, um, he told us that, I guess, that gnome that was sitting to my left, yes, was as a way of saying thank you.
yeah,
But he said that we could all help each other. I'm not sure how you play into the gnomes where you could give him service, but it said he said that it was advantageous for all of us. Not in the sense that he would benefit, but more as we all have our own little issues, our own little problems, so, you know, Captain Thorogood needs to find the, from what I heard, the headquarters of this uh, oranged flag group.
yeah.
Um, and I guess maybe you might need his help somewhere down the line. So help would be given and taken, I guess, in both ways, or favors would be returned. But I don't know if there's any sort of nefarious plot
No, no, no.
behind
I'm
it.
not saying nefarious props. I'm
Yeah.
talking about situational convenience.
Oh, well, that's what the king said at the beginning of the dinner.
I know, and that situational convenience was put together very well,
Oh,
i.e.,
yeah.
him. That's the reason why I'm kind of like.
Oh,
That's the reason
him.
why I'm.
I'm pretty sure he probably got the information the king needed in order to find the correct pairing of individuals
And
needed to
that's usually I
fill
look to
those
Locke
shoes.
and I say, and that's why I said that's why I'm saying this, and that's why I'm kind of like, yeah, it's him. He's the one who did all that.
Oh yeah, and I would love to thank him for putting us in contact with all of us. I
Yes.
don't think I ever would have met, and then she kind of points at the three of you guys. I don't think I ever would have crossed paths with you three. But
Yeah.
apparently, you might have some missions that I can help you with, and at least for the time being, that might stave away the boredom.
And I look to Locke, making a, you see what I mean, type of gesture.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
we really
I just
need
looked
that
at her.
spell.
No, it's not the spell; it's the action. I looked at her and I say, "Tell me, you can teleport to anything on a certain plane, right? But you can't teleport between planes."
Well, actually, I am learning how to teleport between planes. That
And
might
then,
yes.
no, no. As soon as she says that, Engel says, "And there it is." And he looks to Locke and he says, "Hmm."
Yeah, but, I mean, we can already do that.
Yeah,
We can already teleport between planes.
Not like how she probably can.
Well, that's true. Yeah, we can get where we need to go.
But
Yes.
Engel says convenience and motions to her. Now again, this isn't Engel being mean about it. This is more him just putting two and two together, being like, really, like, And again, also Engel doesn't particularly like the fact that someone was able to just go ahead and watch us from afar, put these pieces together and lay it out in front of us. Not saying he doesn't like it, but it's just kind of like he could have just been upfront with us and just told us.
I wonder what
He's
he
Engel.
knows about all of our past.
That's exactly what he. Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's like finding out you've been spied on for like I don't know months.
Yeah, but I feel like he couldn't know about my past.
You
Not
sure?
from me, at least.
Are you sure? Because
Not
he's
from
doing it
me.
pretty.
He might
No,
know
but
from other places, and then he could put together that that's also connected to me. But he doesn't know from me.
no, not from you, but the fact that he's able to put it all together, and on top of that too, does he know where you're located from, where you come from, and your people are? Does he know any of that?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't know.
Yeah. And I look to
Sophia Voltaire.
Sophia of Ultar and I say, how does one contact him if we want to go ahead and parse that information from him?
I mean, he's in the palace right now. If you'd like, I can collect him.
Hmm.
And I know everyone that
Him,
was at the table now. I can always message anyone.
him is not someone that digs up the past. Him is just someone who collects information in the moment.
He's an
If
information broker.
sort of, I guess you could say, he's just
Yeah.
someone that just knows as much as anyone that should be on a radar. Anyone of importance, I'm sure him has enough information. I can't imagine that him is going back as some sort of detective to find out where you were born, but at least you are someone important. You're someone special now. You fought off the fire plane. Like, that means something. And for my gifts and my abilities, I mean something. To be known by him is something I believe is decent.
Okay. I'm not saying
Hmm.
it's not. It's just, yeah.
Not a fan of the
Okay, so
spotlight.
yeah.
Trust me, you didn't know you had the spotlight before, and you won't know you in the future.
Mm.
Yeah. Well, that's not true. I know now, even for the future.
Now you know.
Yeah.
But back to the task at hand. Okay, so you say you're bored, right?
I believe there would be something that could occupy my free time.
Well, there is a task that we have to do, and it does require us to getting into something that no other people have gotten into before.
Well, I've heard that countless times, but hit me.
On the fire plane,
Okay.
we have to get into the. Is it a palace or is it a bastion? I forgot what it's considered. Or is it a
I don't
castle?
know. The place.
Okay, so some highly fortified location on the plane of fire.
Yeah.
All right. When do you want to pop in? Or when do you want me to pop in?
Oh, that's
Oh,
why I asked. Can you do it? Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
we're still gathering information about all that anyway, so I don't know if we're ready to make concrete plans.
Yeah. All we know is that we're still trying to gather. Well, obviously items and stuff for that trek because unfortunately, the place is called the Planet of Fire, so there's a lot of fire. So we have to kind of prepare ourselves with potions of fire resistance and health, and we were going to try to do it as stealthily as possible. But since you are conveniently here, if you could possibly get us in and out in a timely manner, then we wouldn't really have to worry about us having to, or us being there for an extended period.
Well, to get others there might prove a little bit more challenging.
Correct.
But I could slip in and find the way, and then once I have the way, then so on and so on. Yeah, I could get you there.
Okay.
So what's in the plane of fire? I think there was mentions of it earlier in at our dinner.
I've been tasked to find an item, not necessarily of value, but something that is important.
Okay. So cheap
Yeah,
but important. All right. I'll mark that in my head.
lack of better words. I won't say cheap, but definitely something of high importance. But it's not like it's yeah. Like I said, when you hear about it, you're gonna just kind of be like, oh, but yeah.
No, I mean, I could yeah, plane of fire sounds interesting. Sounds pretty fun. I could put together
And
something.
I look to Bernie and I say, is it a castle or is it a bastion?
Castle.
Castle. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, a castle in the fire plane.
Uh and there was also talks about there being some sort of beast or dragon over there.
Oh no, that was a different. That was something different. No, no, no. That's here on this plane.
Pretty sure I heard Alma.
No, I was telling Alma, what if we could teleport an ice dragon there? Because the ice dragon's near one of the places where we can teleport teleport to the fire plane. I'll see if we can try to lure it into the fire plane and then let it run havoc there, or it get killed there. One of those two.
Hold up.
But
Can I take a
we don't.
step back? You know Alma?
Sorry? Are you
Are
talking to
we
Sophia Voltaire?
are we
Yeah,
speaking in game or out of game?
in game.
We're speaking in game.
Then yeah,
I was
to Sophia.
speaking. I was speaking as Bernie, saying,
Oh,
uh,
as Bernie. I thought Sophia was saying that. I
yeah,
was like, how does she
no, no, no,
know
no,
about what? Okay,
no,
okay, never mind.
no. Bernie, because Engel was asking Bernie directly, "Is it
Yeah,
a castle or a bastion?" Then Bernie answered, and then it
I
was the
see.
conversation between the two. And Bernie was uh, uh,
You said it.
very
Yeah.
sure of himself that there is a dragon, and it was mentioned earlier in another session that there is a dragon uh, in the castle.
Oh, I did not know that at all. I was talking
Me
about the ice
neither.
dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, cool. Do we know now that there's a dragon in the
Yes.
castle?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
neat. And I looked at her and I say, and there's a dragon involved.
Sophia Voltaire kind of, at this point, says, "Oh, a challenge. All right." Because what you were saying earlier about just getting some cheap whatever, who cares? But all right, challenge. Interesting.
Wow,
So
the whole thing. Oh, go ahead.
get your thing, whatever that thing is. Get your thing, blah blah blah. Plane of fire, but dragon. Huh. Okay. Now I'm a little bit more interested. Hmm. So when do you need to do this jumping in, jumping out thing?
Well,
Um,
tomorrow we're going to gather more intel, and
yeah.
I guess then we'll know what we need to prep and how long that takes. But pretty soon, as soon as we're ready, basically.
Okay.
As far as we know, the only thing we know is that where the item is located at might be in the main throne room. I don't think there's a treasure room at the burning. No treasure room, right?
Um, Now that I don't know.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
I know is I definitely would hear the dragon from talks from the princess and the general.
Mm.
And yeah.
Okay, okay. So yeah, like I said, just it's there, and to make it sweeter upon you, or make the to make the offer more sweet, we just need the item. So whatever you can grab and take for yourself outside of that item, fair game. And that's a lot. Fair, right?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I always love stuff, but it's fair.
I mean, again, if it's just random gold and stuff lying around, like, you know, I it's good. Obviously
Yeah.
spells or books. Lock would also want to take a crack at it as well, obviously. But the main purpose of us going there is that item, and once we grab it, that's it. That's all we need.
Sophia
And
Voltaire kind of slowly opens her mouth as she's looking at her bottle. Uh, for me, gold is a snap of my fingers away. I am not too keen on the idea of looting the people who you want to destroy in their own home world or do whatever with dragons, as you just had mentioned. I won't be looting. And if that might be the mentality of this group, I think I might hold off my services.
oh, no, 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 no. I'm talking about in terms of, like, say what we could do for you. We're not going in there looting as well. But at the same time, the reason why that item is there is because they stole it as well as people from other planes. I'm not saying that, we should do the same to them, but at the same time too, if you were to say find anything in terms of like books or spells or anything like that, that's completely up to you. I'm not saying we're doing the same thing, but I'm saying if you do see something there yourself, please feel free to obtain it if you'd like. That's all. Like I said, our main focus is to get there and try to get the item back, if anything.
I
If
believe
that
now is a better time to make a few outlines.
fair enough.
I am all for going in there and helping taking back what was stolen of yours. And if individuals should die, it won't be by my hand, but it will be by yours to protect yourself, to again get the thing that was stolen. But by no means will any other objects be taken in a mission, so to say, that I would want to be involved in. If that's what you want, then I would say count me out.
No, 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 no. Like I said, this is purely just us getting things and all. I don't know you, so I do not know your temperament. Hence the reason why I said if there is anything that you would want to do, you can. I'm being fair in my assumptions of people by not just assuming all people are good, because as you know, there are some bad people here, and some people are motivated by different things.
My motivation as it stands in this moment and in the moments prior to meeting is doing things that I find interesting.
Okay, that's fair.
I've seen enough of the world and I've fulfilled all the wild fantasies of being in every place I can imagine. But I don't want to break the laws in order to help those who need my gifts.
It's fair.
So can
Well, guys,
we all
yeah,
agree the four of us, nothing will be taken other than this one item.
Sure.
She
Yeah,
nods at
I can
Locke.
agree.
She nods at Engel. She nods at Bernie. Okay, perfect. We go in with what we have. We leave with what we already came with. All right.
And the item.
And the item, of course. Good point.
Yeah.
But I think if we can agree upon that, I think we can find ourselves in good company.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hmm. But are there any other questions? I know him is kind of a topic of concern, but
So like, does him just kind of sit alone in like? Does he have like a room that he's just also quiet in too? So like, what does he hear? Like, does he just hear like just the random abstract noises from around him, or is it just like when him uses the bathroom, does he make a sound?
you know, that has actually been something I've talked to with a few friends that are also in this kind of circle. I don't think so. I mean, we've joked about it here and there, but I don't know. I don't even think the thing makes a splunking sound or anything. I
Like,
don't know.
yeah,
Hmm.
because I
But
noticed when he was there, when he puts his fork utensils down, we heard no sound. So does that mean that if you were to say throw a book onto his bed, will that also not make a sound? Will it just and I kind of make the motion of like my hands coming together but not making a sound? Just
and to answer your earlier question, I think that he might be the leader of some sort of spy network where he's able to collect all this information from those all around our world.
um,
So, but again, we know absolutely zero about him. We just know if we have a question about something that's happening, him has an answer.
wondering if he was like serving up grumble. But it's okay.
Hmm. And how about you two? And she looks at Bernie and Locke. Any other concerns or questions?
Um, think so.
Okay. Well, I'm glad I stopped in because now I got a better sense of what this trio is like, and I guess the plane of fire, that whole mission you guys are about. I guess you said something about you can message people.
Yeah. Yep, that's one of the things I do, yeah.
All right. Well, I guess I'll be thinking or listening. I don't know how it works, but yeah, I'll be expecting your voice to be in my head.
Hmm. I just thought of something. Hey, Locke, do you think she could also help us get that one spell from the college?
Yeah, that's what I thought you meant at first. I
No,
mean,
I was
she
talking about
could,
the
but
plane
I
of
don't know
fire,
if
but
we
she
really
could.
needed that bad. Yeah, I realized after.
I mean, yeah, we
And
could. And I looked at her. We're not stealing the spell. He's just going to make a copy of it.
yeah, but
Okay.
it's more of a nice to
What
have.
spell and where?
Um, you ever heard of Rary's telepathic bond?
Nope.
No, well, that's a spell that we're talking about. It basically would allow us to like link up our minds to talk to each other. Would have been actually really helpful at this dinner to kind of figure out what's going on between ourselves without having to say things out loud. But We believe that it might be found in the, what do they call it, the secret library or the forbidden library? The forbidden library at a magic school. Yeah,
Magic school. Huh. You wizards are an interesting bunch, but
yeah. I
all
went
right,
to
that sounds
university and
interesting.
everything.
There's a what?
I went to university and everything. Yeah,
Wow.
I have a
Wait, you
master's
don't know about
degree.
the magic school? You don't? Oh,
She's a sorcerer.
Yeah,
oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Right. Wait, but have you been there? Have you not been there?
Me?
Yeah.
Uh, I've been to a few, few of those places. There's actually one up, not that far from here.
Wait,
yeah,
But
are you
like
talking
up
about the
that
cleric one?
mountain, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
How do you get in there?
Oh, I mean, I just popped in.
Oh,
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
I've been trying to get in there for the longest time. We don't know how to get in.
yeah.
Oh, I mean, why not just the front door?
The front door's locked.
Oh, locked doors.
Well, where is the front door?
Yeah. Do you know
We
where
only
it's at?
have a
Do you know where it's at?
suspicion. We don't actually know for sure.
Well, I remember seeing this really big door, but there were no windows anywhere. It's kind of, I don't
Yeah, it's
know.
underground.
Yeah. But I remember seeing this big door. I never went through it. But yeah, I don't know. It was kind of like on the northern side, or like the northeast side, I guess, if my bearings were correct. Um, and yeah, I was just casually walking around. I actually found one of their cloaks and just pretended to be a student. That was kind of interesting for a little while. But yeah, I think it's on the northeast side. Oh,
Yeah, that's kind of the direction we were looking at as well.
yeah.
Hmm. Hmm.
I mean, one day I might just walk through again and I guess go through that big door, but yeah. Why is this a place of interest to you?
Apparently, it's supposed to be a clerical school, and I'm a cleric.
Oh, so like you can become a secretary?
Yeah.
Hmm, that's interesting.
My spell crafting is stationaries.
Ah, clerical work. Interesting.
Cast post-it note.
What's a post-it note?
Yes.
But yeah, I don't know. I'll have to look into that then. Uh, I mean, what's is there anything I would find interesting in that school?
I mean, from what I understand, well, I heard that there's different deities that have their students there. Although my deity, I don't think operates well a lot in this world. I don't think it
Sure.
does.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I was just told a while back that'd be something to check into or look into because I might be able to learn something from them.
Okay. I mean,
I think that's all. Like, I don't think there was anything really much. No one really told me anything else. I think outside the game, I don't think anyone said that go check there to do certain things. They just said that's where they are at, located at. I think, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, yeah.
Um, I guess that's kind of interesting. Uh, I mean, that fire plane, that sounds really cool. I definitely go do that.
Yeah, having been
But,
there, it was not fun. I'll tell you that much.
ooh, really?
Yeah. No,
Oh.
we've been to all nearly all the planes. Actually,
Well, I wouldn't
wait,
go that far.
no.
We've
We've
been
been
to
to at
most of the
least
major ones. Yeah, yeah.
no, we've been to at least 5 of them. I think, right?
Yeah.
Let's count
No. We
here,
no 4. No. Well, if we're counting
here,
here, it's 5. Yeah,
fire, water,
Yeah.
air.
and darkness.
Oh yeah, the weird one. Yeah,
Yeah, we've been
void.
to the void. Yeah, that one. That one's weird.
Yeah. Well, that does make
How
5.
weird.
Yeah. Well, like there's no stars or moon or anything, and it's really cold. and there was a building with a light in it. I don't know. It just felt really ominous.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds pretty cool then. Better than your secretary school. I don't know what that's about, but
I'll be honest. I wanted to go check out that building, but there was a deep dread that was telling me, you should go there.
I'm pretty sure at the
really,
time we were with the people that we rescued from the prison, weren't we? Or at
Yeah,
least one of them, maybe.
we rescued the. That was when we were rescued. No, we were there again too, trying to take the ice giant back because we thought that was a
Yeah,
plane of ice, but it wasn't.
but it wasn't. Yeah.
hmm. Okay,
And we left him at the plane of air, I think.
Yeah, he's still
that's
there.
interesting then.
No. Remember, I used my spell on him. Banish.
You did?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, yes. I used banish on him, and I think it worked because he didn't come back.
Hopefully,
Well,
hopefully.
I hope. I
Must
mean,
have.
here. The spell's description says they go back to where they came from if they're not from this plane. So in theory, he should be
Yeah.
back where he is,
Yeah.
He
and that's Ingles.
theory.
That's Ingles' story, and he's sticking to it.
Yeah. Because if you come from, let's say, for example, you're from the ice plane, you go to the fire plane, you go to the material plane, you would go back to the fire plane, if that's the wording.
I looked at it as a plane that you are a native to. That's how I look at it. But
Yeah.
again, that's what Ingle was going off of. He didn't come back. If we go to the fire plane and he's there, I'll just say, "Crap, it didn't work. Just come with us and stay here."
Yeah.
But yeah,
He melted by now.
can he melt? You know what?
I don't
I
know.
don't know.
I'm
I
just
don't know.
making a joke.
No, I know. Well, I had to stop and think about it too myself. Like,
Yeah.
can
Out
he?
of game, he did go back to his own world.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, yeah. Out of game.
Well, Angle thinks that too, but he's sticking to it
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
though.
So Sophia Voltaire kind of like pipes up about the interest and the danger associated with those two planes and kind of frou-frous the cleric school.
Well, if we ever have to go back to that plane, which we'll let you know when we do, if you want to come, if you want to go along for the ride.
I would be very interested.
I look to Locke. She says that now. uh, but still, okay. Well, we'll let you know. Is there a way for us to contact you, or would you rather just go ahead and wait for Locke to go ahead, pop in your head, and say, "Hey, what's up?"
Yeah, I guess I'll wait for that. I do have some business now that we've been in contact and the king is satisfied. I do have some business back home. I'm
Okay. Also, is there anything that you
trying.
need from us, or no?
I'm sure that if you were to stop in, uh, I'm sure there are some things that I could scrounge up that have to do with my hometown. I would like to rebuild its former glory, but I think that's kind of why I was sitting next to that gnome. Maybe he's able to help rebuild some of the fallen structures and such, and hopefully in the process demolish the other ones that have been constructed in their place. But
What was constructed, and where's your town at?
oh, at the dinner, I don't know if you were there or not. Um, Maybe you might have been on the call, but Locke was asking Sophia Voltaire where her town is, and her town right now is Roglio, but in the past it used to be called Altair. That's why she has her um, other name. And um, they used to be that used to be their city, but a trickster came to town, took over the place, and the city sprang anew from the destruction that laid waste. So half of the town is new buildings, and the other half of the town is what remains of the old ways.
He said she's from Loglio.
Yes. Yeah. So just east of Tordia.
And then what sprung up there? Like what structures?
Just like new buildings.
Oh, okay, okay. I thought there was
Yeah.
like shrines or something like that.
No, 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 no. Just when they took the place over, um, they just wanted to make a home for themselves.
And then who was the ones that sprung up there? Is it like a clan or just the people or?
Just different clan.
Okay,
Yeah. Their city is named after the clan that took it over.
Loglio. Hmm.
Yep.
And then I guess have I heard of them?
No. No, no,
No, no one has heard of them. Okay,
no.
okay.
Yeah. But yeah, that's something I'm definitely working on in the background, is trying to bring the city back to its former glory. And I think that's again why I said that's why I was sitting next to that gnome, because I heard he's the best at construction in this plane of existence.
Wait, didn't we already help out the gnome when we were trying to build that one outpost for the dwarves? Wasn't his people stuck there?
Um, they had a village that was close to their town that was being attacked by orcs, I think. And
I
then we
thought,
went and killed the orcs.
yeah, but those are the people that were on their way over to come build our house. They were just taking a long time, right?
Yeah.
We saved them. Yeah.
Well,
The town is separate from Colby.
we
The
yeah
Go on.
we didn't save like him and his people. We saved
No.
basically the village that was
Yeah.
there, but it's part of their, I don't know, sphere of influence or whatever.
Yeah. So we've already helped out the gnome technically.
Yeah.
Uh,
Kinda.
not not really. They
Not
were
really?
worried about the orcs that were going to make their way possibly to
Okay.
Colby, and then you guys volunteered to go to that neighboring town and
Yeah.
deal with the problem.
Okay.
So, yes, but not really kind of
What
situation.
we like, but like I was saying, we were already involved with him already though. Like we were
Yes,
already on. Like yeah.
yes,
Okay.
exactly. Yeah. So
Exactly. Okay.
you guys were in Colby. You guys, that whole kind of water town or town on the water.
And then we also got to know where's. Oh, and never mind. He's not there anymore. But I was thinking maybe that one guy with the ship or the with the fleet forces.
Mhm.
Maybe he's part of that one town that I don't want to go back to because they were mean to us at the portal.
What
That's
town?
that's the same town. That's where the gnome is
Colby.
from.
Colby.
Yeah.
That's
That's
Colby.
Colby.
Okay.
Yeah. They were dicks to us when we came back.
Yes, they were.
Yeah.
I mean, they
I mean,
specifically said they're
wait, hang on.
very against magic in their town,
When
and
I
then
put
you
it
guys
so,
use
it's like
magic.
I hang on. They're dicks to us within reason,
Yes.
but they're still rude.
Yeah. They're just very against any sort of magic.
Jeez,
Yeah.
People.
I know. Well, Locke, you didn't go there, right? That was Nim. You didn't go there.
No, you
Well,
were. Oh, you went. You actually went
I
there
was
too.
I was there the second time for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, I remember. Well, I remember Locke kind of felt the same way. I was just like, "Wow, no magic, really?"
Yeah.
But okay, no, okay, cool. I like how she's just sitting there watching us have all these like things of like, yeah, did that guy was connected to this guy? Oh yeah, of course, I remember him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, I think looking at your Discord message, I think the town is Roglia. Roglia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, did you type something?
Angle, kind of a note.
Oh,
Oh, I
no,
see.
that was incorrect. That was from my notes. My bad.
Oh,
Yeah.
I have my notes. And I'm yeah. We said it's Roglia.
yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was Logio. Okay.
Oh no, Lagio is the capital of Gomoon.
And Boglio is the town where the magic school is.
Exactly. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So
See, I'm
Roglio.
so confused.
Here, let's go really fast. I don't know if you can pull. Oh,
Here, I'll take my note out though, because that was for my notes. 'Cause I have a thing on here. There we go. Okay. Yeah. So he says Roglia, right? R-O-G-G-L-I-A.
Roglia. No double G.
mhm.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I just have like a Discord direct messages with me, my second account that I use to go ahead and pull stuff up. So if I need to go back on my messages, like on my second account and look it up. But if I need to add messages, I just go ahead and just jump on here and make it, as you just saw.
Yeah, nice. Oh,
Gotcha. Okay.
waiting on
Wait,
GM.
what?
I'm jumping over. Hopefully, this is the right board.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I got to the right board.
The map.
Yep.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. It's the map. We haven't been here in a hot minute.
So Roglia is right here. If you can see my thing, my little
Yeah, right here,
search
right?
note.
And this
Yeah.
here is Tordia.
Yep.
Okay.
And it's spelled Roglia. Roglia. Yeah, it's been kind of some time since we've gone to this map.
Hmm. Apparently, when we were in Samik, because that's where our marker is.
Yeah. Man, this is a good map.
Yeah. Really is.
Oh, wait. Since you guys I'm revealing more.
I was gonna say we've been to a lot more places.
Yeah.
You see I'm revealing?
Yeah.
A little bit. Yeah.
Zooming in. There's
Dolbo,
a lot of
Grinza,
hidden spots.
Nisetti.
Can I Yeah, I can undo this one.
Let us go to Nisetti.
Go.
Where the
So now
grass
you
is
can see
green
your
and girls are
hometown.
pretty.
I guess. I don't know.
Or angle. You can see your hometown now.
Rock
Yeah.
trim? I do not actually. It's
Do you see it or no?
no, I
Right
don't.
here.
I just see Dolbo and Grinza. I don't see it.
You don't see this?
I mean, I see a board there. I don't see a thing on it. Like, you know how it has a marker on it, or is it supposed to?
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't
It's
see it.
super teeny, teeny, tiny. Do your tab.
I am. I don't see it.
Yeah, I don't see that either. But game is weird
See
like
it
that
now?
sometimes.
Oh, there it
Oh,
is.
wait a
There it
minute.
is. There it is.
Okay,
Yeah,
there you
there
go.
it
Good.
is.
Good, good, good.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I can see it.
I guess I had to do it, um, hide it and then unhide it. Oh, and you guys are in Berumi right now, so let me undo.
Does the
Oh,
map exist up on what is it? Kiwi?
undoing.
Yeah, Kiwi.
What do you call it? Berumi and stuff. Okay. There we go. Do you guys see Berumi and Oran?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, I see it. Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah. What's up?
I think I'm delayed.
Uh,
Do you see the little posts for it too, or no?
I do.
Okay. Cool. And Kivik is still a work in progress.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
I have actually all of Wilmore finished, but you guys haven't been to all of Wilmore. So
All good.
yeah.
I'm sure we'll get there.
Maybe the path from the Black Mountain went through here, huh? Maybe.
Uh it's also hiding the rest of Wilmore. So like
Oh,
I can't reveal that part without revealing the rest of it.
let's
Because
see.
there's this part right here. There's like a bunch of stuff that's actually connected to this part, and then same thing here, and then same thing here, and then same thing here. So if I like delete the hidden space here, it'll show all this, but I
Yeah.
can't do one without the other.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, I think we
Mhm.
technically we also had to watch on us that one time we shortly teleported to what's it called? Lagio, and definitely when we were in Boglio, but yeah, doesn't really matter for right now. No, wait, did we teleport to Archina? Archina is the capital city, right?
I don't know if you guys ever teleported there.
We did with
Oh, with Alma. That's right.
yeah.
That's right. That's right. I won't count it since that's like,
Damn. Okay.
yeah, I'm not gonna count that.
Fair.
Yeah,
Fair.
All right.
yeah, yeah. This map is. I love this map. This map is so cool.
Yeah, it's great.
Mhm.
Nice little map. It's fun to make too. Hmm. All right, going back to it.
Okay.
Let's see.
We also come to a close on the session pretty soon. I have some stuff I need to go
Yeah,
do. Yeah.
yeah. Actually, as soon as you guys want, you can end the conversation with Sophia Voltaire, and then that's the end of the session.
Oh,
Do
that's
you
fine then.
do you have something else that you want to talk about with her? No.
No, no, no. If anything, she kind of answered a lot of stuff I was really wondering about that entire meeting. Because like I was thinking in my head is like there has to be a reason why we're talking to all these people and like how they all linked.
Well,
To
that's what
which,
the king said, like in the very beginning. He's just
one,
like, I'm putting
yeah,
you guys all together so you guys can help each other.
no, I get it. It's just it's
Yeah.
more on the line of like why in terms of
Mm.
like how's it all connected and seeing as how there are certain things that have happened before.
Hmm.
Like I was like I thought yes, like there are some new things that were happening that we needed to work on, but I also knew too that there were also some things that are going to tie back to the stuff that we've done before, because we're at least the Aimless has been doing how much stuff in the continent and stuff. Like we've been doing a lot of stuff. So for us to be, introduced to somebody, I'm sure in some form or way we've either worked with them or helped them or influenced something that happened to them in some kind of way.
Well, I mean, you haven't met 3 out of the 4 people that were at the table across from you guys.
Yeah, we didn't meet the queen technically,
Yeah.
or she's never said anything.
No, no,
Him,
she's been there. She's been there. But I'm
well, she
saying
hasn't said
the
anything, but
four
yeah.
guests. So Captain Thorogood, you've never met. Him, you've never met. Sophia Voltaire, you've never met. But as like a thank you, he invited the gnome to help you out to fast track the building process.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it. Like, sorry, it wasn't. Like I said, it wasn't bad. It was just more like just me putting two and two together and speaking out loud, and
Yeah.
in like not in game either,
Hmm.
per se.
I
But
mean,
it
if you
will.
want to ask Sophia Voltaire, you can.
I think I did. Did
Not
I
the
not?
specific question you just said.
Oh, like how we helped or influenced them in any kind of way, or like
You
you know.
kind of were saying like why.
Oh,
Like why do we do that if we've already, or why are we getting this whatever whatever kind of thing?
I mean, yeah, sure. I'll ask that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd ask that. Like, well, why? Yeah, why?
Okay.
Yeah.
She's listening.
Oh no, I said like no, like I was agreeing with what you're saying. Like, yeah, that's what I would like to ask is why would he link all of us together like that? Like, you know, just randomly or
In one way or another, we've served our purpose to not only the king or a king, but we've served a purpose to help uh, everyone in the material plane. So you've done a lot of work from, I guess, enough to gain the influence of Lord Brahm, as you said, in Tordia. But what you did to fight back the plane of fire, that's that's something that really stands out. And it's put you in a room with other people that have really stood out.
okay. Yeah.
And if we can help each other in some way, then that's great. Like I said, him, he's been the one person that's fought off wars before they ever took place. And I've had my dealings with helping out this realm. And
Okay. Mhm.
Captain Thorogood as well. He's patrolled the seas where I'm sure he's done countless things to make things safer.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's really it.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that's really it. That's all I would have left to say. Uh, I think we should probably end. I know Locke has some stuff that he has to do, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, in
uh,
real
She kind of
life.
in the
Yeah.
last like sentence or two, she kind of like uncorks her bottle once more, and this pungent smell wafts through the air. As she does say, "You should be grateful to find yourself in a room with people of such stature. It means you've done something, and maybe there are people out there that see the direction you're going and know you're probably on your way up."
Yeah.
And she
Okay.
takes a little
Okay.
swig and corks it. Yep. All right, let's end the session.
All right. What are we doing next time as notes for ourselves?
Yes.
We are meeting up with. No, we're sleeping first. Meeting up with Alma at the portal,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and then with Alma we'll go back home, and somehow she's gonna be able to help us scout out the fire plane, and also she's gonna teach me tongues. That's the short-term plan, and then we'll see from there.
Hmm.
Anything to add?
Not really, man. That's pretty much it.
All right. Well, in
Because
that
like
case,
right now, yeah, we're just trying to get ourselves prepared.
yep. Bye bye, YouTube.